What's up, everybody? So this is my review of season 1 of Landman. This is another series in the Taylor Sheridan universe. This is the same man who's behind Yellowstone, Mayor of Kingstown, 1883, 1923, and a few others. This is kind of meant to be almost a spiritual sequel to Yellowstone. I don't believe it's going to kind of capture the same energy that Yellowstone did. Yellowstone kind of like caught a moment in time in the culture and became this own thing. I wouldn't say Game of Thrones-esque, but kind of going in that direction as far as, cultural recognition. But as far as quality, this is definitely, is in that same category as Yellowstone. It tells, an incredible story with incredible characters and incredible writing. I mean, if nothing else, Taylor Sheridan definitely has established himself as having his own voice, which is why I think was given basically carte blanche by Paramount Studios to create anything he wanted to create, and he just, went for broke and created a bunch of really, really great things. I think one show that I would highly recommend that you do if you have enjoyed Yellowstone is 1883. It's one season, I believe about 8 or 10 episodes, and it's going to grip you from beginning to end. But Landman is it has that same kind of strong character vibe, talking about something bigger. Whereas in Yellowstone, it's about, this traditional way of living off of the land and respecting it and being a rancher, and how politics and other forces are always trying to strip them of that, traditional way of life. With Landman, it's about oil. I mean, it's actually based off of a podcast that was talking about the oil boom that happened in Texas, I think maybe 10, 15 years ago or something. And he plays Tommy Norris, who is the general manager of a kind of mid-level oil company. And the president of the oil company is played by John Hamm. Demi plays the wife of John Hamm. And then it also has Ali Larder as Tommy Norris's ex-wife, and their 2 basically grown children. And it has this amazing balance of juggling the drama and the tension of being a general manager of an oil company in Midland, Texas, and dealing with the politics and dealing with just the day-to-day logistics of running an oil company, and the issues he has with his family members, specifically his ex-wife. During the season, his teenage daughter comes to visit him for quote-unquote spring break. His son has started to work for the same oil company at a very low-level job in the patch, as they say, which is like a patch of land, and they pump the oil from that land. And he is, trying to work his way up the ladder because his dream is to run an oil company one day, and he wants to know what that is, everything about the business from the bottom to the top. And as a father, he doesn't want this. He has dealt with so much trials and tribulation, highs and lows, and the lowest of the low, and he doesn't want his son to have to go through the same trials and tribulations that he did. And so there are these amazing scenes and conversations between him and his son. His son is trying to establish himself as his own man. His daughter is, the kind of the typical archetype of daddy's little girl, and her trying to find her way as a woman in the world. She's knows all that she does about what it is to be a woman from her mother, and there are some issues regarding that. But it's very endearing how he deals with his wife, even though His wife's character, as she's introduced in the show, is kind of very annoying and kind of gets on your nerves in the first few episodes. But as the season unfolds, you understand her point of view. You understand kind of where she comes from, even though you don't agree with many of her decisions. But you do see that she's a loving mother, and she still has a lot of passion and love for her ex-husband. And he's just trying to, keep his head above water with all the responsibilities he has at his job, and, trying to do his best to be a good father to his kids. To me, I think one of the great balances that Taylor Sheridan strikes in the storytelling is the main conflict that pops its head in politics and with the Mexican cartel that is basically kind of sharing territory with the oil company. And so they have to find this very tenuous balance and relationship. But all around, I think it's so far an incredible show. I think this is a very, very strong season. You really, really root for Tommy Norris. He kind of gets beat down, literally and figuratively. But you really kind of get this admiration for him and also respect and how does he deal with all of this? Because he just kind of keeps trucking on with anything that goes his way, comes his way, even though it might not work out in the best way possible. But he just kind of has this grit and mentality of just I got to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult things get. I think one of my favorite moments, actually, and no spoilers, I'm not going to say exactly, but there's a specific character that pops up at almost the very, very end of the final episode, and it's an actor that if you've watched movies and TV shows over the years, you'll recognize him, and you look forward to his appearance in forthcoming seasons. So I look forward to season 2, which was announced not too long ago, and I'll be waiting with bated breath for when that finally appears. Anyways, what about you guys? Let me know if you've seen anything or you're interested. Any questions or comments in the comment section below. Smash that like button, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.